At 30, at 830,000. Give me a bigger bid, sir. At 830,000. At 31, I'll take it just the same at 831, at 831,000 now, at 831,000. Do we need to speak with the boss again, sir, or have you got permission to give me more? At 32, at 832 now, at 832, at 832 and the bid's behind at 832,000. At 35, and that's a better bid, at 835, at 835,000, fairly been offered now, 835, bid there, opportunity here with you, sir, at 835,000, the bid's there, the keys are there, we are selling here today at 835, once at 835, done, twice at 835,000, done and finished, third, final call, 835 the bid. Are we done? So you're not speaking to a buyer there, are you? No? At 800, just checking, just want to make sure I cover all my bases. At 836 now, at 836, at 836 and 37 now at 837. At 837,000, getting my steps in today. At 837, bids there. Can I say 40, sir? At 38, at 838,000, 40 surely. At 838 now, at 838,000, we're back there now at 838. At 40, got. At 840,000. At 840,000. At 41. At 841 now. At 841,000. The quick retort at 41. At 845 now. And a great bid at 845. Say 50 in the rise, sir. At 845,000. Bids there. Keys are there. We sell. 845. Once at 845. Done. Twice. At 845, done and finished, third, final call, 845 the bid, all done, at 46 now, at 846, 50 sir, 846, can't buy like that, only like this, at 846, the bid's back there, at 846,000 now, at 846 I have, bids there, keys are there, opportunity still with you, won't be for long, I'm about to sell, at 846, if you tell me your best, I've got your best, I'll sell at that, or give me another bid and get back on top, grab those keys back at 846,000, at 47, at 847, can I say 50 sir, at 847, at 48 now, at 848, 848,000, 50 is an easy decision, at 848,000, fairly been offered there, 848 the bid, at 50 now, and a great decision there at 850,000, at 850,000, fairly been offered now, at 850, at 850,000, bids there, keys are there, up to you sir at 850, once at 850, we done, definitely done, that was the limit, twice, at 850,000, it looks like you've done the job, sir. Third, final call, 850 the bid, all done. 51. At 51. You had him on the ropes. You had him on the ropes, sir. Maybe one more big knockout bid to get the job done. 851, the bid's there. Don't walk away just yet. You have to dig deep if you want to buy now. At 851, the bid, we're selling once at 851, done. Twice at 851, done and finished. Third, final call at 52. At 852 now, at 852, 53, at 853, straight back in at 53, at 853,000, fairly been offered now, 853, the keys back there at 853, at 853,000, fairly been offered now at 853, at 853,000, do we let him have it at that? Only you can tell me, at 853,000, first call at 54, and why not, plenty of room for the kids, at 854,000, at 854, bids back there, at 55, at 855 now, at 855, how about 60 sir, 855,000, you're definitely done now, you're absolutely sure, at 855,000, did you give it your absolute best shot, at 855, bids there, keys are there, we sell, first call at 855, done, twice, 855,000, done and finished. Third, final call, 855 the bid, done, finished, silent out 855. Done, sir, over there. We're done over here. Sir, if you tell me one more time I've got your best, I'll sell over here. We're definitely done. Thank you very much for your spirited bidding here today at 855,000. First, second, third, final call, done, finished, silent, out. at 855. We're selling, 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 sold. Congratulations and well bid. Please join me congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts, Rata and Co auction. Have a great weekend.